You know, every single computer, every single phone, every single networking sort of device, anything that connects to the network, connects to the internet, needs to have this thing called an IP address. Essentially 4 sets of numbers that uniquely identify that computer on a network. Without an IP address, the computer cannot access the internet. Without an IP address, the computer cannot talk to another computer. Without an IP address, your phone can't communicate with your Mac. There's lots of reasons why you need an IP address. And normally on your Mac, you get an IP address sometimes given to it automatically. So what do I mean by that? There's this fancy thing called a DHCP server. So sometimes a router in your home or some sort of other device, another computer on your network, is giving IP addresses out to devices on a network, and that may be your Mac. So for example, when you turn on your Mac for the very first time, your Mac goes, hey, I don't have an IP address. Can someone give me an IP address? The DHCP server says, hey, here I am. Here's an IP address. And then once it's got it, great, you're good to go. Your Mac can now access the internet. Fantastic. But sometimes it's really nice to be able to set up a static IP, an IP address that doesn't change, because the DHCP server will assign a new IP address to your Mac maybe every 7 days or every 2 days or whatever. I don't know, you can change it, right? But essentially the IP address is going to change eventually. So sometimes setting a static IP just guarantees that that Mac IP will never ever change. So here on our Mac, we're going to go into the Apple logo. We're selecting System Settings. In here, we're going to go to the Network tab. Now in Network, you've got potentially 2 networks, main networks. You're going to have Wi-Fi. You may have also one of these Ethernet cables, Ethernet being the blue cable, Wi-Fi being your Wi-Fi. So you can actually set up a static IP on either of the 2. Let's just assume you're going to go do Wi-Fi. You'll do the same process on the other one. Here is my Wi-Fi setting. You'll see it's connected to my Wi-Fi network. And here it is. And I can now select on details. I'm going to select TCP IP right over here. Under configure IP version 4, it is currently set as DHCP, which means this is grabbing an IP address from a DHCP server. And this is the IP address, the subnet mask, and the router IP address that has actually been assigned to me. What I want to do is I want to go and select using DHCP, and I'm going to select manually over here, and this is where I now input in my manual IP address, making sure that it is in the correct set of numbers that are within what's called a subnet, within the same IP range. So if your router is 172.16.1.1, then you may want to have it as 172.16.1. and then a number. Yours may be 192.168.1. something. So make sure that you're setting an IP address that is within the correct range. So I'm going to go ahead and select 172.16.1.212, leaving my subnet mask as is and leaving my router IP as is. But now this is all statically going to be set up. I'm going to select OK. And that is now my computer with a static IP. So there you have it. Thanks so much for tuning in. Let us know down below in the comments what you thought. Subscribe as well. Click on the button on the bell, and we'll see you on the next video.